when you're at checkout to get yourself a discount. Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to a special review. Hopefully you do enjoy this one. If you do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe as we are on our road to 90k subs. If you do want to see more icon reviews as well as other players, then let me know who in the comment section down below. But today, David Beckham has returned to FIFA. After many, many years, he is back and we are now reviewing his base icon card. Now, this is unfortunately not on my account. This was one of the viewers who managed to get him in their base icon pack. So I'll leave a link to their Twitter and everything like that down in the description. But Beckham is who we're doing it today. And we're going to give you a few in-depth stats and a bit of analysis into this card and whether I think that it is worth it, whether you should try and buy it, even though it's incredibly difficult right now because for some reason EA have not updated his price range, so he is just sat extinct. We're going to be using him in two different positions today. One is at centre mid in a 4-4-2, and the other is at central cam in 4-2-3-1, because I think those are two of the most meta and most used formations in the game this year. So we're going to have a little bit of a range of gameplay. Now, the kind of card that David Beckham is, when I first looked at him, I wasn't really that hyped, and so in this mini overview section before we deep dive into each of his attributes, I'm going to tell you I'm a little bit surprised that he was as good as he was, because looking at his base stats I thought, there's no way this guy is really going to be that impressive. I think that his base card is actually probably the best because you're going to be able to play it on full chem as a centre mid or cam, which is where you're going to play him in game rather than having to start him at right mid or something like that with his middle card and then moving him in. But he does have a couple of problems, and pace and physical is the first thing that we're going to look at. Pace is one of his downsides, okay? He does need a chem style boost, whether you're using him at centre mid, cam, or somewhere else. His sprinting is just not quite quick enough. And in previous games, it might have been fine, right? 79 sprint speed, 76 acceleration. As a centre mid or cam, you might have got away with it. FIFA 21, pace is so big of an aspect and an attribute that you need to focus on that he needs that boost. I think as a centre mid or as a cam, his physicality is pretty good. He's got decent stamina, he's actually got good strength and aggression, and he's a very good box-to-box player. He's quite well-rounded, this David Beckham card. And I will make similar comparisons all throughout this video. If you like De Bruyne, you'll like David Beckham. That's how I can sum him up. And the shooting is another aspect where that is very, very similar. He scored some cracking goals for me, and he felt nice on the ball. His attacking positioning is fantastic, and this is without a chem style even. Like, pace, you need to boost it up with the chem style. Shooting, you don't. You might want to with a hunter if you're playing him at cam. At centre mid, you obviously wouldn't need to, but shot power, long shots, fantastic. His positioning is so high that he makes really good runs. And this is even, some of these goals are from centre mid, because you do a 1-2 pass with L1 or LB, depending on what console you're on, and he would then make that forward run and get into good space and then be able to bang it home. So the reason why I'm only giving him an 8.5 is because of his 3-star weak foot. Now, he did score some goals on his left foot. However, there were multiple occasions where I thought, I have to move this onto his right side. And I feel like that limits him a little bit because you aren't feeling like you are super, super comfortable, and it limits you slightly. And so that is one of the reasons that I put him down a little bit. Obviously, he doesn't have the greatest shooting in the world with like 80 finishing without a chem style, which is why I'm not going to put him as a 9.5. But what a way to finish off the shooting segment. His free kicks, banging. No surprise there. It's David Beckham. So let's move on into the next section for this David Beckham card, shall we? Passing is up next. Fantastic. 9.5 out of 10. The only downside, no 5-star weak foot. That's it. That's all I need to say. I'm going to show you multiple passing clips in the background, and I've decided to do something a little bit different in today's video. So let me know your feedback in the comments. But a lot of the time when I go, for example, for the passing segment, I'll just show you one through ball from midfield out to a winger. But today I thought I'd mix things up and incorporate a couple of clips where multiple passes are shown in this section so that you can see long and short and mid-range passing all in the same clip, to utilize a bit of his different stats, his short passing, long passing, vision, etc. But I think you can see It's fantastic. Honestly, one of the best passers of the ball that I've used on this game alongside Messi. You can see his stats on the top left-hand side. They're incredible, right? His lowest stat is 89 without a chem style. And it doesn't even feel that low. It's crazy. It's near perfection. And if he had a 5-star weak foot, 10 out of 10, 100%. The last part that we're going to look at is the dribbling. And dribbling for David Beckham is an interesting one. Because there are times where he feels really, really good. And he keeps the ball incredibly tight. But his agility and balance maybe are the things that let him down. Because there are times where he feels not outrageously clunky, but a little bit loose on the ball. When he's sprinting, combine his agility, his balance with his sprint speed and acceleration, and he doesn't feel the smoothest when you're running at high speed, but when you're in tight little places and you want to do a little bit of a 3-star skill move or something like that, or R1 dribbling, it's really, really nice and it feels clean with David Beckham, especially, again, if you're incorporating him in tight spaces and build-up play with 1-2s, it feels nice. But agility, balance, 3-star skills are what are going to bump this down. So now let's get into the final parts of the review. So David Beckham, alternative player prices. This is a tricky one, and the reason why is he's extinct. They haven't updated his price range for either his base or mid icon as I am recording this, so he is extinct at 1 million coins and very, very hard to get a hold of. So once they update his price range, he may come down, and some of these comparisons will be a little bit off. But as it stands, Gerrard is a very, very close comparison to him, and he's coming in a little bit cheaper. Obviously gets the same links to David Beckham and is a very well-rounded card in midfield as well. However, the clearest comparison I have in this game to David Beckham is Kevin De Bruyne. Their stats are basically the same in pretty much every single scenario, yet he has a 5-star weak foot and 4-star skills, and he's insanely cheaper. I think De Bruyne is a better player. That is the best comparison, in my opinion, that you're going to find. Another one is Bruno Fernandes, however you want to pronounce it. Again, very similar to David Beckham. This card, this special one, is way more expensive, but his base card is very comparable to Beckham, and it's way cheaper as well. He's overpriced. So, let's get into the player review final sections here. Ratings, you obviously saw these as we went through the video. Now, pros to this card. Shooting is really, really good. His long shots, his curve, etc. make his shots from the edge of the box, especially finesses, very, very good. His passing, again, alongside Messi, one of the best I've used this year on FIFA. He actually has surprisingly good physicality. Drives forward with the ball, has good power to him. His dribbling is okay as long as you're not trying to do a ton of skill moves and everything like that. Don't expect him to feel like Neymar, but he does feel smooth on the ball. Again, similar to someone like KDB or Bruno Fernandes. He does score a good amount of goals, especially if you do play him as a cam, which surprised me because I thought he wouldn't be usable there, but hey, it was actually very, very nice to be able to utilise him in a cam position without him feeling awful. He can play box-to-box as well. Again, I used him at both centre mid and cam. He has great usability and links, but brought down by his double 3-star, his pace, and his massive, massive price. So, the last part are recommendations for this David Beckham. I'd say if you're going to use him as a cam, whack a hunter on him, okay? Bump that shooting up to basically max, and then you'll have a good amount of pace. His passing is fantastic for that position, and his dribbling will be really nice. And actually, good amount of physicality for a cam in this game. Again, with playstyle, we've summed it already, but utilise that amazing passing. His power shots, fantastic, as well as his finesses. 1-2s, utilising his attacking positioning are the way forward with this card. Lay the ball off and let him run forward and he'll get himself in space because of that attacking positioning starting at 91. His long through balls and stuff like that are fantastic, as are his finesse shots. Again, attacking positioning we've noted down there. Don't be too scared. His dribbling may not be 5-star Neymar level, but it is still smooth. And again, he can play it box to box or cam. You got some decent strong links in English players in record breaker Sancho, Vardy, rule breaker Kane, and then obviously if you play him at centre mid, then you can link him to other players such as in certain formations Trent, Gomez, Kyle Walker. So you do have a lot of options in fitting David Beckham into teams. Obviously he's an icon, so he fits into every team, but I mean, utilising him to get strong links elsewhere, he's very, very good for that. So genuinely, I was surprised. I thought this Beckham would be a bit of a letdown after seeing his stats earlier when they were released, but he played quite well. The one thing is, he's just overpriced. Okay? If you like Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, people like that, you'll like Beckham, but just be wary, you're going to have to pay way over the odds to get him. But if you did enjoy this review, please do smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.